These three altcoins could be in huge trouble, and those who are holding them in their portfolio may want to contemplate selling their bags. This video will be an introduction to a new series on YouTube where we ask for your choices of altcoins to be reviewed on our channel. Together we will conduct thorough research on every project, and very soon on X we will be asking for your choices of altcoins that you want us to review. That could be anything from a newly launched meme coin or a top 100 crypto. The choice is yours. So stay up to date with Alt Crypto Gems on X by turning on the notification bell to get your token reviewed on our channel. Remember, nothing in this video is financial advice, purely my own opinion and based on my own research. Do not invest in anything you can't afford to lose. Use a burner wallet if you feel more comfortable, and be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you have any questions whatsoever, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at AltCryptoGems for daily crypto content, and check out our website for frequent guides, project reviews, articles, and everything crypto related. Friends, let's dive straight into the video. Alright my friends, so as you know, we are creating a new video to a new series on our YouTube channel where you can pick any altcoin for us to review on YouTube. What we'll be doing is we'll be creating a post live here on X where all you have to do is comment the altcoin that you want us to review, and then in the next video I'm going to be picking out 3 to 5 altcoins in that video where we're going to thoroughly review them, and we're going to conduct our own thorough research. Now obviously nothing that I say is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, and this is also the first video to this YouTube series, therefore I am picking out the first 3. I could be completely wrong with all of these 3 tokens that I mentioned. However, I personally think these ones could be in big trouble, like I said at the beginning of the video. Now, like I said guys, stay up to date with Alt Crypto Gems on X, because over here you want to comment on the coming post if you want us to review your altcoin. Now, I'm not going to review all the altcoins that are mentioned in the post. However, I'm going to pick out 3 to 5 in each video, and if your altcoin doesn't get picked guys, every single week we'll post the same post so you can have your chance again for us to review your altcoin. However, why don't we start off with the first altcoin of my choice, and that is going to be Taiko. Now, Taiko is a new layer 2, a layer 2 that was airdropped. In my opinion, this is going to be a dead chain, and I want to tell you why. So first of all guys, is that there really isn't much innovation behind the Taiko network in comparison to other layer 2s. Not only that, but the ecosystem isn't that great as well my friends. It is very much copy and paste. There aren't any huge protocols that I can see that are developing in the Taiko ecosystem right now. Although there's 100 dApps at the moment, most of them are integrated, very popular ones that you know of, and to be honest with you, I haven't been able to play or use every single dApp within the Taiko ecosystem. However, when it comes to quality, I think there are some other better networks, much better networks than Taiko itself, and that could be either when it comes to game specific or DeFi specific applications. I think personally Taiko has not got anything that screams come over and use my network. Now guys, this is obviously all personal opinion and everyone has their own say. You might completely love the Taiko ecosystem and using all the protocols and games and whatever they have to offer. However, myself, I am not much of a Taiko trailblazer. However, they do have an airdrop going live right now if you do want to get involved and earn 10% of their next allocation. However, that is all personal choice. But the next reason as to why guys is the tokenomics of the Taiko token. Now Taiko, like I said, was an airdrop token to those who were using the Taiko mainnet, and for those who were using the Taiko testnet and even completing galaxy quests. Guys, we actually did an airdrop tutorial on Taiko where I actually got around $100 for doing the bare minimum on Taiko. Honestly, I did very little, and can you imagine how many people got that airdrop? So many. And if you go over to the charts quickly guys, although it had a slight pump up around 30-40% from its initial launch, it has been dumping ever since, and yes, it did have a bit of a run when the market was jumping itself. However, we are now back down and we are almost creating new lows again. So personally guys, like I said, there's not really much about the tokenomics that I really like about Taiko. And guys, as you can see down here, only 6.6% of the Taiko tokens are in circulation out of 1 billion Taiko tokens. So 65.95 million Taiko tokens are only in circulation out of a total of 1 billion. And if we take a look over at the tokenomics now, although there's a lot of vesting and there's a lot in the reserves, this to me isn't very community focused compared to other layer 2 networks such as Arbitrum, where if I just show you their quick tokenomics, as you can see, we've got a DAO treasury of 42.78%, team and futures 27%, investors 17.53%, DAOs in Arbitrum 1.13%, and individual wallets 11.62%. Therefore guys, this is more of a community focused and ecosystem token distribution in my opinion. However, like I said, I'm not too keen on the Taiko tokenomics, and that is another reason as to why I am not too fond of Taiko. However, moving over to the statistics of the network. If we go down here guys and we look at the unique addresses chart, yes, we are seeing a rise in users, but the only reason to this in in my personal opinion, is because of the Trailblazers airdrop campaign that is live right now. Now, the thing is, what they're doing is they've got a long airdrop campaign here, so people are going to be earning Taiko tokens on their network. And in my opinion, once that airdrop campaign is completely over, then personally, I think we're going to see a lot less users starting to use the network and perform those transactions. And if we take a look back at their tokenomics once again, the Trailblazer airdrop campaign is lasting for a 2-year unlocking period, unlocking 10% of their allocation, which of course is 100 million Taiko tokens over 2 years. And I personally do believe once that Trailblazer campaign is over and all the excitement behind it, then I think it could very well start to see a decline in unique addresses and even daily transactions. Now, to be fair, there are quite a few transactions taking place, around 1.5 million per day. Nonetheless, this does refer back to my point of the Trailblazers airdrop campaign, of which I think is driving all the transactions. Now, personally, if we didn't have this airdrop campaign live, would we see this many transactions? In my opinion, no, not really, because other better networks, in my opinion, have not got as many transactions going on, but that's because they do not have an airdrop campaign. Nonetheless, the research on Taiko is not yet over. We are now currently on L2beat.com, a popular layer 2 data and statistics website, which I highly recommend checking out. This, of course, is going to give us a full breakdown on Taiko. Now, if we scroll down, we can see the total TVL sitting at 123 million. I'm not going to really slate that off because that's not too bad considering. If we scroll down, we can see the activity over the last year or even overall, and it is kind of steadying out to an average of around 15 to 17 transactions per day in comparison to Ethereum, which is around 13 per day. Now, to be fair, that is pretty good, but obviously, like I said, that refers back to the airdrop campaign. Milestones, we can take a look at milestones. However, this is what we want to take a look for, the risk summary. So, according to L2beat.com, funds can be stolen if a malicious block is proven by a compromised SGX instance or approved by a Guardians, or 2, a contract receives a malicious code upgrade. There is no delay on code upgrade. This is critical. Risk analysis. State validation, SGX proofs. So this is what we need to understand. Taiko uses a multi-tier proof system to validate the state. However, current tier proofs include either SGX, a secure enclave, execution verification, or approval by a minimum number of guardians. State validation through the ZK proof tier is not yet active. Each proof goes through a cooldown window allowing for the contestation. Contested blocks require proof from a higher level tier. If no contestation is made or the block has been proven by the highest tier, the proof is considered valid. The system allows for an invalid state to be proven by either a compromised SGX instant or compromised guardians, the highest tier. This can lead to a state being proven as valid when it is not. And of course, if it is not, then the funds can be stolen, and this is of course a risk for the Taiko network. Data availability. All the data needed for proof construction is published on Ethereum layer 1. Exit window none. There is no window for users to exit in case of an unwanted upgrade, since contracts are instantly upgraded. So guys, if there is an emergency and Taiko does seem to fail and there is an upgrade that was not wanted and that was done by hackers, then you have no window or any chance of removing your assets from the network. They could be completely gone within seconds. With the sequencer failure, self-sequence, the system uses a based or L1 sequence roll-up sequencing mechanism. Users can propose L2 blocks directly on the Taiko L1 contract. The Taiko admin multisig can pause block proposals without delay. Not very decentralized in my opinion to say. Propose a failure, self-propose. Provers can examine the proposed blocks on the Taiko L1 contract and generate SGX proofs for them. Currently, any prover providing a valid attestation can register an SGX instance and create proofs for proposed blocks. So, scrolling down guys, you can give this all a read and I highly recommend doing so. Funds can be stolen if a malicious block is proven by a compromised SGX instance or approved by Guardians, like I said. This is something I highly recommend reading, and personally, in my opinion, overall guys, I am not too fond on the future of Taiko. Now, I could be completely wrong about Taiko. Hopefully I am for those who are holding the token. Personally, like I said, I really don't see much innovation, or if there is even much innovation going on, I don't think they stand a chance compared to other layer 2 networks such as Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and ZK Sync for that matter. Now, at the moment, it is currently priced at $1.90. It is down 17.49% according to Taiko overall, and it has got a market cap of $125 million. Now guys, personally, I don't know if this one's going to crash all the way down to zero. However, I do think that it is going to drop in value, but who knows, in the bull run, everything could pump and Taiko could very well go up as well. But if I was to place my bets on layer 2s, Taiko is not going to be one of them. Now, That is Taiko, my friends. Why don't we move on to the second altcoin which I'm introducing in this video, and that is going to be the Mode Network, another layer 2. Maybe you're getting the gist now, guys, but basically every single token that we're mentioning in this video is going to be a layer 2 network of some kind. This is another layer 2 network for Ethereum, and actually the only thing that might give it a chance is the fact that it is part of the Optimism ecosystem. So if we scroll down, as you can see, it is powered and supported by Optimism and is a super chain. However, that does not mean by any chance that I am bullish on the Mode token or the Mode network for that matter. Like I said with Taiko as well, if we go over to the ecosystem, I'm personally not too keen on the Mode ecosystem myself. I don't really think that there's many amazing apps that really call to me, most of which I think that the ones that I would use are integrated applications, maybe Beefy Finance. If we scroll down, you'd probably find Uniswap, you'd probably find other different decentralized applications that you use on networks such as Base, Ethereum, and so on. Nonetheless, guys, there may be applications, maybe one or two that you love, but does that really mean that Mode Network is the best network to use and that there are other applications that you should be focusing on? Because personally, guys, I think there are other networks such as Ethereum and obviously Base and Solana. These networks have some key decentralized applications and popular ones, all of which are going to thrive in the bull run, and that is what exactly we are looking for, guys. There are going to be so many networks, but not all of them are going to survive and not all of them are going to exactly thrive. Therefore, we are looking for the thriving ecosystems, and to be honest with you, Mode is not one of them, and that is all I have to say myself. That doesn't mean it can't change. It doesn't mean that there are some serious developers in the background building on Mode, and I hope there is, because I'm always willing to give a second chance. However, Mode was another airdrop, but we actually didn't cover it on our YouTube channel. As you can see, for their first airdrop campaign, they gathered over $500 million in TVL, just bear this all in mind, 20 million on-chain transactions and 450k wallets. They've also integrated so many decentralized applications, like I said, and this is going to be the first airdrop, and there are going to obviously be more. Now, personally, guys, I think that Mode, Taiko, and these networks are constantly doing different airdrop campaigns in order just to keep these users on their network. Is this all about longevity? In my personal opinion, no. I don't really like it when networks are screaming, hey, we've got an airdrop, hey, we've got an airdrop. I personally like it when it's hidden and it is all a secret until the very last second when you find out that you're eligible for a huge airdrop. Nonetheless, I do like it with these small airdrops. Why not get a bit of free money? Still, I'm looking for now longevity, and is Mode the token going to be on that list? I personally don't think so. If we move over to the statistics of the Mode network, guys, here we can get an overall glance of what's happening on the Mode network. Now, bear in mind, I wanted you to remember all of these little details here. So if we go back over to the Mode network, as you can see, 40 million transactions have been now completed since the first airdrop. There are now 150,000 more addresses, and their TVL has roughly dropped around $9 million, which isn't too bad considering. However, just bear in mind that there is still another airdrop campaign going live. Therefore, in my opinion, just like Taiko, I think this is the only thing keeping them above the water. After the airdrops are done, I personally think that these networks are going to sink. Could be completely wrong, but just continuing, guys, if we go down, we can see that the active accounts are slightly declining. Maybe that's because everyone's on holiday, I do not actually know. However, we're only seeing a daily active amount of around 6,000 users. Guys, that is not many at all, and if you go down to new accounts per day, we are seeing an average of between 50 to 150 users per day, which is not many at all. And like I said just a second ago, guys, I only personally think that people are using Mode and Taiko are purely for the second airdrop, and whether or not these guys are going to survive after their airdrops, like I said many times, is to be discovered, but I personally don't think so. And if we go over to L2Beat, guys, here if we scroll down, you can see that when it comes to activity, Mode is the 20th on the list. They are down 42.23% according to L2Beat, which I explained earlier. If we scroll down once again, we can see the milestones, but here once again we need to check out the risk summary. Now this is very, very important in my opinion. You always need to check out the summary and the analysis when it comes to L2Beat and their amazing statistics that they offer. The fraud-proof system is currently under development. Users need to trust the block proposer to submit correct L1 state routes. Funds can be stolen if an invalid state route is submitted to the system, which is critical, and a contract receives a malicious code upgrade. There is no delay on code upgrades. Critical. Funds can be frozen if the centralized validator goes down. Users cannot produce blocks themselves, and exiting the system requires new block production. Critical. Guys, just to pause here, right here, First of all, why do we even have a centralized validator? That is crazy. And why is it the fact that if it goes down, we are absolutely screwed ourselves? This is not decentralized, and this is not a network that we should be using if you are looking for a decentralized ecosystem. That is my opinion. However, that is a critical one as labeled by L2Beat themselves. The MEV can also be extracted if the operator exploits decentralized position and front runs user transactions. Guys, what I'm seeing right here, guys, you can read this all here. I'm not going to go through this all once again. However, just looking at it at a glance and reading that first risk summary, this is not good in my personal opinion, and I am not too keen on this network whatsoever. Although they are doing an airdrop, their network doesn't really scream safety and security, and that is one essential thing that we look for, and of course, decentralization, which is obviously the whole key aspect of DeFi. Now, the mode token I am completely avoiding myself. When it comes to the airdrop, yes, I may use the network just to get some free tokens and then I'll sell my tokens. However, I think that's the best thing that it offers right now, in my opinion. Unless we see some major development in the network and some huge partnerships, I really don't see much going on for Node. And the security behind it, as you can see, we have got some crucial things that need fixing. However, as you can see, guys, Mode is currently priced at 0.01 cents with a market cap of $14.7 million. That is absolutely minuscule, and it is currently on its way down continuously. As you can see, from May 2024, around almost 3 months ago to this day, we are now down 5x, give or take. That is absolutely crazy. And in the last month alone, guys, we are down 47.22%. So like I said, guys, we are really heading down for a bad price for Mode, in my opinion. Whether or not they can save themselves in the bull run or anything after the airdrop is to be discovered. But like I've said multiple times, the same goes with Taiko. I think that these two networks are going to sink once the airdrops are concluded. And then, my friends, the finale, we have got Aevo, the third and final token of this video. This is another layer 2 protocol, however slightly different. This is a trading options, perpetual and strategies exchange. We have actually covered Aevo in the past with an airdrop tutorial. Myself, I actually didn't get any tokens. However, those who did get their tokens apparently seem to be dumping accordingly. Now, we can see that over on CoinMarketCap, and we'll come back to this at the end. Nonetheless, my friends, I personally think that there are so many better exchanges when it comes to Aevo. I don't really think that they have innovated much or are innovating that much at all. Personally, my friends, I think that there are some better competitors when it comes to Aevo. If you look at the token distribution as well, for those who don't know, Aevo used to be once known as RBN, which was part of Ribbon Finance's governance token. RBN holders were able to change their tokens into Aevo on a one-to-one basis directly on the exchange. However, basically this is just telling you that Aevo is just a governance token. There isn't any real utility behind it other than the governance. And by looking at the chart, guys, I don't really think that this governance token is going to recover. I really don't think it's going to break all-time highs. If you want to read more on the token distribution, you can read about it here. There isn't really much on the tokenomics, but you can read more about the treasury allocation. Nonetheless, going over to the L2Beat of Aevo, this is where we can see some great things to understand about the Aevo token. This is where we can get some great statistics on the Aevo L2, which is an Ethereum layer 2 for trading. As we can see, they've got a TVL of $55.62 million, which I personally think is terrible. And as you can see, they've got a TVL of $55.62 million. Not the worst, but now once we scroll down, guys, we're not going to see some good things when it comes to Aevo. Looking at TVL, we are on a steady decline, coming from around $100 not too long ago in March of 2024 up until now, which we are almost down 50% to this date. Now, scrolling down, guys, we can see an average transaction of 0.1 per second. Now, guys, this is absolutely terrible, and Ethereum has got 11.41 transactions, which basically, guys, this means that roughly every 10 seconds, one user is using the platform. That is not much at all, and this is probably going to end up drowning just like Taiko and obviously Mode. Now, obviously, this isn't the same kind of layer 2 network, but when you compare it to DYDX, which is similar to Aevo, Aevo doesn't really have much to offer, my friends. And as you can see, no one wants to be using their protocol. Sometimes not even one person is using their protocol within the second or even that minute for that matter. This activity screams to me big trouble. Scrolling down, this is what I need to show you. Now, there's a lot of risks to be aware of. And once again, a huge red flag for Aevo, the protocol, and Aevo, the token itself. Now, why am I saying the token itself as well? Well, that's because if the protocol's no good, well, then the token's no good as well. So as we can see, funds can be stolen if an invalid state root is submitted to the system, which is critical. A contract receives a malicious code upgrade. There is no delay on code upgrades. Another critical one. Funds can be lost if the sequencer posts an unavailable transactional route. Critical. The data is not available on the external provider. Critical. Number 5, funds can be frozen if the centralized validator goes down. Users cannot produce blocks themselves and exiting the system requires new block production. Critical. Guys, another centralized validator which can go down and completely mess up the whole protocol, and not only that, that will just cause a crash in the token price as well. There are 5 criticals here, guys, and the last one, which is not a critical, MEV can be extracted if the operator exploits the centralized position and front runs user transactions, which is entirely possible, guys. Who's to say that the operator of Aevo's centralized validator won't front run user transactions? I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it very well could. And all of these, guys, these 6 risks to me are no good and something I would highly recommend considering before investing in the Aevo token or even using the protocol for that matter. Now, if we scroll down, guys, you can take a look at the proper risk analysis. I really am not going to go through this all, but I just want you to know that this is not good whatsoever, and this just screams bad news. Guys, there are so much on this that you need to read if you are an Aevo holder right now. This to me is a dying protocol, and the last piece of research that I want to provide with you that might scare you a little bit is the Aevo bubble maps. Now, this could be completely nothing, my friends. However, over on bubble maps, I don't know if you know what bubble maps is. However, we can see clusters of addresses that own the Aevo token. Now, we are doing Aevo at the moment, as we can see over here, using bubble maps. We're on the Ethereum network, but just by clicking this, guys, we can see that these huge clusters over here are all centralized exchanges and are all connected with each other. Now, it means that this big one has been sent over here and over here, all of which are Bybit, OKX, and all of these other addresses. We can see them all here. I don't know whether or not it's like Bitvavo 8 and Bitvavo 7 and OKX 4, and some of them aren't labeled. But as we know here, guys, these could be the centralized exchange ones. However, when it comes to this big green one over here, I'm pretty scared because they have a cluster percentage of 10.13%. Which means 10.13% of the entire Aevo supply is owned by this cluster of 3-4 addresses here. And to me, that is not a good sign. Obviously, they can dump 10% of the tokens. If we look at this big one over here, this person owns 4% of the entire supply. This person over here, 4.7%. Guys, this is just screaming a bit of bad news. We can pretty much see any address, guys. They tell you whether or not they've had high transfer volume, as you can see over here, high transfer volume. If you go down here, you can see a cluster percentage, whatever it is. You can do your full research using bubble maps as well, guys. This gives you great insight into who's holding the token. You can also use Etherscan, obviously. But to me, just by looking at this bubble maps graph, this just screams bad news and something I would be aware of. And guys, just by looking at the chart, I don't really need to tell you much, but looking at it, it's just going down and down and down. At the moment, overall, it is currently priced at 36 cents and it is down over 90% overall, from which it had an all-time high of roughly $3. To be honest with you, I don't know how it has the market cap it has. I really don't think that it's going to last this long, and I really do think that we're going to drop lower, in my opinion. Yes, it does have a chance, but in my opinion, this is over for Aevo. Like I said, I am not a financial advisor. I do not give any financial advice. If you want us to review your altcoin next, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comment of the next post that comes up on X, and you'll know exactly which post it is. But for now, you can always leave it in the comment section down below of this video, and I will consider it for the next video that goes live hopefully next Wednesday. And with that, hopefully we'll have the post up on X. We'll be checking out reviews both over on X and YouTube. But my friends, I could be completely wrong about all 3 of these protocols, and I hope they are, and I hope I didn't scare anyone off who's holding these tokens, but I just want you to all be aware. All of these tokens in the market can't just go up and all be glory and happy days for everyone. Nope, I'm afraid not, guys. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to die. But guys, I'm just basically being honest with my opinions. I'm being honest with my research. I'm conducting thorough research. And obviously, I'm not a financial advisor and I do not give any financial advice. You must always conduct your own research. However, this is all my research, and all of these 3 altcoins could hopefully survive, and I hope they do. But just by looking at it, I would be pretty cautious. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to let us know in the description down below as well. If you have any feedback on the research that I've done, please let us know, or even send me a DM over on X, which you can do, which is OXTheo_ACT. But my friends, in conclusion, we look forward to the next altcoins that you're going to give us to review. The first video, like I said, were my 3 picks. However, we can't wait for yours. And just to let you know, guys, we currently have a promotion running on Bybit, the best centralized exchange platform for buying, trading, and earning. Bybit is home to all your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you can claim up to $4,380 just by signing up using the link in the description below. It's simple. If you need help finding the right crypto gems, then follow us on Twitter at AltCryptoGems and head over to our website to get your hands on detailed project reviews, crypto guides, and more. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you found this video helpful and informative. Until next time, DGens.